हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम महत्प्रधान पुरुष कल्पने सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपणे नमो नारायणे हरिः। तद्विष्णो परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूर्यः दिव्य चक्षुरातत्वं कल्याणगात्राय कामतर्तप्रदे श्रीमद्वेंकटनाथाय श्रीनिवासाय ते नमः। ओम श्री गुरु राघवेंद्राय नमः। पूज्याय राघवेंद्राय सत्यधर्मता च पितां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे। ओम सामगायनाय नमः। Samagana, the Samaveda, the mantras of the Samaveda, they are called the Samaganas. All the Samagas, all beauty, joy and bliss and energy emanate from the sound waves of the Samagana. The Samaveda, Sama songs or the source of all the evolution of all the art, literature, music, melody, and makes the life most enjoyable on earth. Now whatever the Supreme Lord has created, they are all based on the Sama songs. He has created the air, the flow of air is as per the Sama songs. The flow of water is as per the Sama songs. The burning of the fire is as per the Sama songs. The flowers blooming, all the joy and bliss that emanates, the mantra nada, the nada Brahma, the Omkara, Hirinkara, Shrinkara, all these, the divine sounds, the energizing sounds, they are the sounds carrying creative and purifying energy. They all emanate from the Sama songs of the Samaveda. Swadhishtaya Madhishtaya Pavasva Somadharya Indraya Pathve Sutaha. So this is the 9th mandala of the Rigveda, first Sukta, first mantra. The entire 9th mandala is dedicated to Pavamana Sukta, the Soma. The Soma Devata is none other than the Supreme Lord Sri Narayana in the form of joy and bliss, the beauty and the balance that makes this life, this world creation most wonderful. It is a reflection of the supreme creative intelligence of the Supreme Creator. It indicates the buddhi, the intelligence. It indicates the devotional aspect, the flow of the devotion from the devotee to the Supreme Lord, and is the expression of total joy and bliss. And it is also referred to a creeper available in the lofty regions of the Himalayas from the worldly point of view. But in reality, the Soma is verily the Supreme Lord, the joy of nectar of bliss. And if our body becomes a kumbha, if it becomes like a kalasha, it becomes like a coconut, our mind becomes the somaras, the nectar of joy and bliss. O Supreme Lord of joy and bliss, you flow unto me, spreading your nectar of beauty, joy, love, joy and bliss. You flow unto all. Swadhishtaya, so beautiful, so enjoyable, tasty flavor. Madhishtaya, which fills us with pure energy. Pavasva Somadharya, you flow unto your devotees. And they are very, very need of you are all the human beings, your own children, they are verily in need of this joy and bliss. They are all there, become miserable. You flow unto them and make them joyful and blissful. This is the beautiful mantra of the Rigveda. It is also repeated in the Samaveda. And Rakshoha Vishwachashan Abhiyoni Mayotam Drunasasam Asat. O omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient Lord, you are the one who gives all movement to all the living beings. and you are the one who shines in the ever-moving universe, and you are the one who are established in all the selfless actions of your devotees. And we worship you, we pray to you, we offer ourselves unto your love and joy and your devotion. We offer our devotion to you. Urivo Datamogva Manishto Rutrahantama Parshiradomgonam. O Supreme Lord, who is the destroyer of all the enemies, you are the one who provides all that is required by your devotees, all that is required by your creation. You are whom all you are created. You are all powerful. You are the one who destroys their ignorance and darkness, and you are the one who showers shower of wealth on them, and you flow unto us. You have provided everything that is required for a joyful and comfortable living on earth. You have given air, water, you have given beautiful air, you have given water, you have given warm clothing, you have given knowledge, you have given the skill, and you have made our journey beautiful. That is why we don't want to live and we forget you sometimes. So, you please remove our darkness and attachment to these perishable objects. Asyadindro Madeshwa Vishwavtarjikrate Shuro Magachamannate. So, only by the strength of the Supreme Lord we kill and defeat all our enemies. These are the most beautiful mantra of the 9th mandala, which are repeated in the Saama Vedas. Namase Upasidata Dadne Pishnitana Indumindre Tadatana. With all your humility, with all the offering, with the feeling of surrender, with total surrender and with total humility, please sit in front of the Lord, Supreme Lord, and offer your prayers. Express your studied determination and devotion. Establish your soul, your Atma, your pure consciousness in the Parame Vyoman, in the Supreme Lord Himself. This is the only way for pure joy and bliss. This is the joy, this is the path of the yoga, this is the path of the dhyana, meditation. So this is the most beautiful direction. Namaste Upasidata Dadne Pishinitana Indumindre Tadatana. We have to be selfless, we have to be very, very humble. No ego, no impurity, total surrender, total devotion. And with this focus our inner consciousness, our pure consciousness, our consciousness into the Supreme Lord, the Parame Vyoman, the Supreme Consciousness. That flows unto us and that purifies us. So, O Supreme Lord, you are the one who knows the minds of all, and you are the one who controls them. Just as the cows filled with milk go to their calves, you also run to your devotees who are seeking to you. And Pavante Vajasapye Soma Sastra Pajasa Grunana Divya Deva Vitye, and thousands of people, millions of people, they come to you, they pray to you, to worship you, to satisfy all their desires, and they run like race horses for getting their food and wealth and satisfying their desires. This is the way you have created the world. Adim hamso yata ganam vishwasya avi vashanmatim atyona gopirjate. Just as a person who has no ego, who has abandoned individual identity with his limited body and mind, he wins over the whole world by his love and devotion and determination. He wins over the minds of others and takes them under control. You take all under your control because you have absolutely no self of identity, self of any dot of ignorance. So this very clearly indicates the difference between our divinity and our present miserable position. We are filled with ego, ahankar, and ignorance, because this ego lasts as long as we are ignorant and our mind becomes a servant of the ego. So we fall into greater depths, we enter into all the conflicts, miseries, all created by our own foolishness. Till we destroy our ego, till our ahankar, till our stupidity vanishes, no divinity will enter into us, and even the people, even our own people, remain far from us. And if we think that we are knowledgeable, it is only our ignorance and ego and the foolishness. It does not become the true knowledge. A true knowledgeable person is very humble, he is filled with humility, and he has no identification with this body and mind. These are the very beautiful indications that are declared in the Saama Veda. Aya Soma Sukritya Maschidabhyavardata Mandan Utushayate. It is only the Supreme Lord who is the sharer of joy and bliss to all his creation. And he has created all the comforts to his beings. And this world is only a means for uplifting our soul. This world is a stupid world consisting of perishable bodies, objects and beings. And if we fall in love with them, it is really our downfall. And the earth is the only place, the life on earth is the only means to realize our Atman, to realize our divinity. Otherwise, we will be simply repeating in the repeated births and deaths. Omano ajijanad divya chitram na tanmatum jyotir vaishvanaram bruhat. The Supreme Lord, the Soma Rupi, the Upamana Swarupi, the Supreme Lord of joy and bliss. He is the generator of extraordinary brightness, the light. And this light, his light, is what has kept this whole universe moving and revolving. And his light only, this divine light only, is what destroys all our ignorance. Aya pavaswadharya yaya surya marochya hinvano manushi apaha. O supremely pure Pavamana Rupi Soma, Supreme Lord of joy and bliss, only by your flow of your divine energy unto the sun, even the sun shines, and may the same energy, same brightness, same power flow unto us, and may we shine in our life, and may you help us to move forward chanting your holy names. This is the most beautiful mantra of the Vedas, the Saama Veda. Surrendering to the Supreme Lord, praying to the Supreme Lord. May we chant your name and move forward. Usha Soma Jumasi, Usha Deva, Usha Urusha Dharmani Dadishe, Urusha Krut. The Supreme Lord is the showerer. No sprinkling, no miserliness. He is so magnanimous. He showers wealth, he showers joy, he showers all the holy and auspicious things that make the life beauty and magnificent. O Supreme Lord, you are the showerer of joy and bliss. You are the one, the bright light who shines our life. You are the one who guides us to move along the path of truth, righteousness and justice, the Satyam, Rutam and Satyam. And you are the one who encourages us and takes part in all our holy and auspicious actions, and you are the guide. And you are the one who is the supporter of all the most divine, powerful forces in this universe. You are the one who is supporting even the sun and the moon and the planets and the stars and all the energy and the consciousness. and it is only your power that brings all wealth to us, and your only bright, active energy has taken the form of the sun. And Agnayon Shiposa Asvorjamisham Chanaha Hare Badasvaduchanam. O Supreme Purifier Soma, you are the one who can purify our body, mind and soul. It is not possible by our own any amount of effort. The more we clean our body, more it will be filled with dirt and all the impurities. So the body, because itself is made out of impurities which has evolved from earth. Our mind can never remain pure because it is a conduit, it is a pipe through which all the impure thoughts flow because of the impure consciousness, impure chitta. And we have no power to purify our chitta because our chitta, our consciousness, is a part of your Parame Vyoman, your supreme consciousness, and you are the one who can purify it. And you give us the spiritual strength. You fill us up with supreme creative intelligence to see things as they are. And you keep all our enemies far from us so that our time is not wasted on them, so that we can wholly concentrate on your prayer and devotion. It's the most beautiful mantra of the which gives us the way and direction. Utasya Gopana Dabhaya Sukrita Stri Sha Pavitra Vidyantradave Vidvansa Vishwa Bona Vipashati Avadvishtan Vidyate Kasti Avratan. Those who follow truth and order, those who are righteous, those who have abandoned their selfishness, ego and freed from all the impurities, those who are involved in holy, auspicious work, they can never be destroyed, they will never be destroyed by any forces, and their own effort to destroy your devotees will act against them. And it is only they who establish all the truth and order in your name. And they are the ones who look to this universe, to your creation, to all the beings as rishis, as the seers. And you are the one who also bring the evil and the wicked to the right path. Rutasya jihvapote madhupriyam vakta patidhyo asya adabhya tadati putra pitro pucha nama trutiyam adi rochane divaha. Those who speak the truth, the honey flows in their tongue, because truth is honey, and the Supreme Lord is invincible, and He is the supporter of the supreme truth and order which emanates from the supreme Parame Vyoman supreme consciousness. He is the one who destroys all the miseries and all the sorrows of His devotees. He is the one who fills power and glory in His own names, in the secret names. So what is called the Bijakshar mantra. So every person, every devotee, Om Namah Shivaya is a Bijakshar. Om Namo Narayanaya is a Bijakshar. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is a Bijakshar. Om itself is Bijakshar. And these Bijakshar contain power, supreme power, the highest power of the Supreme Lord are filled in that, and they purify the devotee, they establish the devotee in the steadiness, and it makes the mind pure and steady and enables in the meditation in dhyan. And it is the Supreme Lord who gives this Bijakshar to His devotees. And the benevolent, the kindness of the Supreme Lord is exemplary, it is uncomparable. To whom He blesses at what time, it cannot be, nobody can be predicted. Those who are auspicious, those who are ambitious of truth and order, the Supreme Lord takes 100 steps to come to them and help them. And only because of this, all there is movement in this world. The heart beats, the lung vibrates, the blood flows, the food is digested, all because of the order of the Supreme Lord. Parjanya pita mahishasya parnino nava pradivya girishu kshayam tade swasara apo gabiga uta saransam granir nasate vite advare. It is the Supreme Lord, the form of Parjanya, who brings down the rain to the earth. He is our Father, He is our provider, He is the center, He is the source. He is the one who flows in all the holy mantras of the Vedas. And He is the one who gives strength to our words and to our speech. And He is the one who fills the truth, the power of truth in our speeches, in our dealings. And just as all the rivers float and merge into the ocean, all the divine powers flow unto the Supreme Lord and they find their asylum in there. And the devotees who praise and worship and take shelter in the Supreme Lord, those divine powers flow easily unto His devotees. Taposh pavitram visadam divaspade shochanto syasanto vyastiran avyantasya pavitaram ashavo divya srishtam aditishtanti cheti tejasa. Meditation and tapas contains the supreme power of attaining, giving highest knowledge. This makes our vision large, destroys our narrow-mindedness, and destroys our smaller intellect. This meditation, dhyan, has the power of protection, and the Supreme Lord is verily established, is ever there in this state of devotion. When our individual consciousness is focused on the Supreme Consciousness, the power of the Supreme Lord is verily available to us. Swadur pavasva divyaya janmane swadur indraya sahavitu namne swadur mitraya varunaya vaive brahaspatiye madhuma adabhyaha. O Supreme Lord, You are the one who flows all the nectar of joy and bliss in all the directions. You are the one who makes Your devotees extremely joyful. Any amount of wealth on this earth will not give them this joy which only flows from You. Flow unto them, flow unto us, flow everywhere. Flow to the knowledgeable people, flow to the seers and saints, flow to the devotees, flow to the souls, embodied souls who are Your own creation. Flow unto sun and flow unto the oceans, and flow unto the food and flow into the holy auspicious actions of all, so that Your joy and Your nectar of joy and bliss makes them extremely joyful and blissful. And flow unto air, flow unto water, flow everywhere, so that all the activities of all the beings make them joyful. And You are ahead of all the creatures. You know all, You are the Jati Veda, and You move forward ahead and all, and You protect Your devotees much earlier than they get into the problems. Your powers are exemplary. Pavasva soma divyeshu dhamasu srujana indo kalche pavitra asidan indasya jatare kanikrada darbeyataha suryam aroyativihi. You are the supreme purifier. Anything we take in the nature, from nature, the coconut water, the fruits, anything we pluck out from nature is filled with joy, bliss and total purity. There is no impurity in nature. There is no impurity in the creation of the Supreme Lord. O Supreme Lord, you flow unto me, flow unto my mind, flow unto my body, flow unto my every soul and purify it and make me joyful. Flow unto the source of all that people are running after things, and you are the one who has helped the sun to be established at the highest height. These are the most beautiful mantra of the Saama Veda, and the Saama Veda mantras are chanted in some particular fashion, in not like any other mantras. Rigveda mantras and Yajurveda mantras have certain style of chanting, and the Samaveda mantras, they have got other methods of chanting, which we can listen in other chant anywhere. It is easily available. Anjate, Vyanjate, Samanjate, Kratum, Rihante, Madunap, Janjate, Sindho, Uchvase, Patayant, Mukshanam, Hiranya Pava, Pashuma, Sukrudnate. The divine powers, the divine forces, even the gods who follow you, they are very beautiful, they are very holy, auspicious, and they are wonderful. It keeps those away who do not like them, who do not want them. And it brings them together who are of same mind. And it satisfies all the unfinished desires of all the devotees. And it is all the gods which are your own creations, they enjoy the fruits of the offering of his devotees, and it treats the devotees of the Supreme Lord with all love and respect and devotion. All the divine powers, they run to the help and glory to help make the life joyful of your devotees. And all the divine powers, all the gods invite your devotees with all love and kindness and with all their affections. So, just as a snake becomes very active after abandoning its old outer skin, your devotees become very active when your blessings run through them. Ajitye Ataye Paswaswastaye Sarvatatiye Bruhate Tadunte Vishvaime Sakayastad Aham Vishmi Pamana Soma. O Supreme Lord, who is the source of all the divine powers, joy and bliss, who is the Supreme Purifier, you are ever victorious, you are unbeaten, you are immortal, you have pervaded everything, and you have entered into everything, and you are ever growing, and you are ever expanding, and you are the one who is the cause of the growth and prosperity of all, and you are the one who purifies all and protects them, and all the holy embodied souls, all the well-meaning souls, your devotees follow your pattern only. We all emulate the Supreme Lord in every of our holy and auspicious actions. There are so many much more very beautiful mantras. Sahasradharam Vrishabam Payordam Priyam Devaya Janmane Rutenaya Prasajato Vivarude Raja Devam Rutam Bruhat. Raja Devam Rutam Bruhat. One sentence is declares the supreme truth of existence. Satyam Bruhat, Rutam Bruhat. There is nothing greater than the truth. There is nothing greater than the right action. The right action, Rutam, is action based on Satyam. So, Rutam and Satyam, there is nothing greater than them. They are the greatest. Those who follow along the path of truth and order, and the Supreme Lord makes their journey so beautiful and enjoyable, and He makes them the thousands of streams of joy and bliss flow along the path of the journey of those who follow truth and order. And those who spread the supreme divine knowledge of the Supreme Lord, they enjoy supreme joy, bliss, and they are blessed. And the very form of the Supreme Lord is light. He did, otherwise there is no other form. The highest form of the Supreme Lord is light. He has no particular name or form. He is pure light itself. And He is the light of truth. And this light of truth takes most beautiful and magnanimous forms. This energy contained in the truth, because energy itself emanates from the truth. If you go on breaking up Rutam Vadan, Rutam Jumna, Satyam Vadanti, Satyakarman, Shraddham Vadan Soma Rajan Dantra, Soma Parishkuta Indrayendo Parisrava. Those who speak the truth, those who follow the path of truth, those who are involved in the actions of truth and order, those who are endowed with Shraddha, with devotion, discipline, and discipline, and those who follow very, very simple lives, those who spread the divine knowledge of the Vedas, which declares the power and glory of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord accepts them, takes care of them, protects them, and makes them their life joyful and blissful. This is the result of the devotion and the life of truth and order of the devotees of the Supreme Lord. Trutam Vadan, Trutadyumna, Satyam Vadan, Satyakarma. Those who speak the truth, those who are on the path of truth, the Supreme Lord always accompanies them. Yatra Jyotirajasram Yasmin Loke Swarhitam Tasmin Mam Dehi Pamana Mrute Loke Akshita Indrayendo Parisva. O Supreme Lord, where your light and brightness never wavers, never changes. It is always bright. And where there is always bright light and law of knowledge and shining, you establish me in that immortal world of yours. And to make me establish in your divine world, you only flow unto me and you take me there. I myself cannot go there except you have to take me there. And may your mind and your intelligence, may your power flow into me. What I am having is very, very insignificant. It's not even existent. Only you make me move everywhere. Yatra roji sloti rajasram yasmin loke swarhitam. Where there is supreme peace and joy and freedom, where there is bright light of awareness and where all your devotees are rejoicing, there you take me. Yatra kama nikamascha, yatra badnasya vishtapam, swadacha yatra truptischa, tatra mamulsam kudindrayendo parisrava. O Pavamana Rupi Supreme Lord, O Pavamana Soma, where all the desires have vanished, where there is no desire, and where all the desires are fulfilled and no new desires are cropping up, where there is no worry or tension or anxiety, where all the peace and contentments are established, where the people are rejoicing and dancing, you make me immortal there, and you make my life established with total purity, joy and bliss, without being a container for all the impurity, any impurity. This is the most beautiful prayer of this embodied soul to the Supreme Lord. Yatra kama nikamascha, where there is no desire. Yatra bhajnasya vishtavam yasvadacha yatra truptischa, where one is contented. Mam amrutam krudindra, you establish me there. Yatra anandascha modascha mudah pramuda asate kamasya yastraptaha, kamas tatra kamamrutam krudindra andro parisava. O Supreme Purifier, Supreme Lord, where there is always joy and bliss, people are dancing and making merry and celebrating, where there is no misery, where there is no difficulty, where there is no sorrow, and where even all the gods are completely fulfilled without any desire, selfish desires, you establish me there and make me immortal there, and don't allow me, don't put me into this perishable world of objects, bodies and beings again, and flow unto me. May your intellect, may your supreme creative intelligence, may your joy and bliss, and may your energy flow unto me. This is the most beautiful mantra of the prayer and worship. Prayer the embodied soul offers to the Supreme Lord. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Devaki Nandanandaraaya Namaha. Om salutations to the son of Devaki, Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna, who gave Bhagavad Gita to humanity, is the incarnation of the Supreme Self, the all-pervading Supreme Spirit, Narayana, Sri Vishnu, the Supreme Lord of Supreme Consciousness. Energy, consciousness, knowledge, bliss, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman, Satchidananda Swarupi. This is all what is ultimate. And sometimes some personalities, the divine avatars, the gods, take birth on earth with a fraction of the powers of the Supreme Lord. The God himself need not come down. It is all a story that God comes down to earth. It is not required. This world is so stupid, so weak. It does not require the Supreme Lord to come down. It is so filled with impurity, so filled with stupid desires for perishable objects. They do not have any power or energy of their own. Only those who are follow the truth and determined to follow the path of truth and order, they only have the power. And a fraction of the power of the Supreme Lord is sufficient to entirely destroy the world itself. All the luminous bodies in the sky, including the planets and the stars, all fires and all in this same way, the three worlds, their guardian angels, the three Vedas, the three Vedic fires, the five oblations, this entire group of all, this is the son of Devaki. Devaki Nandanaya Namaha. Sri Krishna is the apple of the eye to his mother. All the mothers derive joy and bliss through their sons who are on the path of truth and order. Only when the children follow the wrong path, the parents are subjected to pain and misery. Success in the stupid world is meaningless. Attaining wealth, name and fame in this corrupted world is meaningless. But even a school teacher without name, fame, power or wealth, who is devoted to his duty of teaching the children, transform them from humanity to divinity. A teacher is doing a great job. So it is only those children who follow the path of truth and order, who fight for the truth and order, who are established in the truth and order, they bring enormous joy and bliss to their parents. And Sri Krishna is the personification, the 8th avatar of Sri Krishna. He is the personification of that, an ideal son, a joyful son, bringing joy to his mother, Devaki Nandanayana. So is all the extolling of the glory of Sri Krishna of the 8th avatar. Om Saamagaayanaaya. Om salutation to the creator of all the world. Om Vishnusahasranama. Srishti means the Brahman. Srishti, the creation, is the job of the Brahman. The creation is his nature. We ask why why the Supreme Lord is going on creating this world, why he has created. Why he has created sun, moon, stars, why he is going on creating all these animals, aquatics, birds, human beings, and so-called put them into trouble. What is all this? It is only the creative. Everything follows its nature. We cannot control anything. If we think that we can do this and we can do that and we can control, it is only our foolishness. If we try to control our desire, which is a flow through our mental pipe, it rises up elsewhere. Conscious living is the only answer. The awareness is the only answer. Whatever we do, we should do consciously with awareness, and then we know why we are doing, how we are doing, what we are doing. All these things make us aware and become alert. So the Supreme Lord goes on creating, because the creation is his nature, the creating energy. The nature of energy is movement, kampana. It makes things move. The life force prana is the energy of the Supreme Lord that makes us stand, walk, run and do all things. He goes on creating, supporting and devouring. These are all the different forms of energy. He is the imperishable inside the perishable bodies. The bodies, he goes on creating the bodies, himself residing in the body as an imperishable soul. He is the self-effulgent light who shines in all the bodies and shines through the bodies. Here the enjoyer experiences the qualities of the object that he has created. He has created everything, whatever has manifested in this world contains three qualities of sattva, rajas and tamas. So it is the qualities that are acting. If we like some object, a person or any place, it is only its quality that is attracting us, nothing else. And this quality goes on changing. A good person may suddenly become a bad person, an evil person. The most dependable person may become treacherous. So these qualities are constantly subject to change. He creates the individual souls, creates the desired objects, and creates the illusion of enjoyer, enjoyed, and the enjoyment. This is the greatest illusion, the delusion the Supreme Lord has created. Three aspects: Bhoktru, Bhogya and Bhoga. Bhoktru, the enjoyment, enjoyer. The soul located in the body is the enjoyer. It wants to enjoy, it wants to eat, it wants to drink, it wants to make merry, it wants to travel, it wants to scale heights, it wants to shine and it wants to excel. This is the desire. And this desire is the enjoyer after attaining its desired goal. And this enjoyer is the object of its desire is the goal. So the desired object becomes the goal. Just as the horse runs in front to get the carrot tied into his face, it runs and runs. We all run. We all race like racehorses to get our desired object. So we are running endlessly, and with the time we reach there, the desired object will have changed, the desired object will have vanished, the desire itself will have changed. So this is another illusion. So the desirer, who is the enjoyer, is the enjoyer, which is the embodied soul. It protects, it projects and gets disappointed. It is just like we are doing quiet, we are all right, we are happy. Then there is a stone lying on the road, in the middle of the road. Then we go because it is shining and it has all the glittering. So we go and pick up that shine. Many people coming to pick up that stone, and after against all the fight, we pick up that stone and we carry it on our head to exhibit that our victory. And this constant carrying of the stone creates its own problems to our head, and we get bored of this lifeless stone that we are carrying in our head, and we get rid of that stone and we are again relieved. So this is the process of desire. Earlier we were free without this heavy weight of stone on our head. Then we struggle to get that glittering heavy stone, we put it on our head, and we start suffering the weight of that heavy weight, and then we discard it and we are free. So this is the enjoyer and the enjoyed object, and this is the methodology of enjoyment itself. All process of enjoyment come to an end. Initially it becomes joy, it becomes pleasure, and gradually it changes, it becomes disinteresting, and it becomes a pain. So this is the process of enjoyment. So this is the truth. So he creates, he protects, he provides, and he takes them all unto himself. And meanwhile, in this interval, he makes the embodied souls to realize the futility of their desire, the temporary nature of the desired object, and the very changing nature of the enjoyment itself. Tadetat satyam yatha sudiptat paukat visfulingaha srasrasha prabhavanti sarupaha tatha aksharat vividha somya bhava prayayante tatra chaivapi yanti. This is the Mundaka Upanishad. That is the supreme truth. The Supreme Lord is the supreme truth, who is not subjected to any, who is free from all desires, who is not attached to any desired object, and who has no sense of individual sense of ego, that he is the enjoyer. Just as thousands of sparks emanating from a blazing fire, so also the souls emanate, innumerable souls emanate from the Supreme Lord, and ultimately they dissolve in Him only. They go back and dissolve in Him. They find their identity. And it is only these embodied souls having taken different bodies for a different purpose, for different spans of time, feel that one is great, one is small, one is inferior, one is superior, but all go into dust. Ajjeshta Akhnishnaso Udbido Amadhyamaso Mahasavi Vavduhu Sujataso Junisha Pushnimatro Divo Maria Ano Acha Jagatana. This is the most beautiful mantra of the Rigveda. 5th Mandala, 59th Sukta, 6th Mantra. There is none inferior or superior among the human beings. There is no one is inferior, no one is superior. All are brothers only. All are evolved from the earth. All are the children, all the bodies have evolved from the earth. All are the children of this Mother Earth. And everybody is traveling from the smallness to greatness. They think they are small and they want to become big. They see a rich man, a wealthy man, a powerful man, and they want to become richer, more wealthier and more powerful. This is the journey they want to adopt. And everyone is traveling from darkness to light, and as per their determination, as per their hidden desires, everyone is running after their objects of desires with greatest speed. And it is just like the birds flying in the sky at different heights, and each bird trying to attain the higher heights. This is the way of life. This is the most beautiful mantra of the Rigveda, Vedic declaration that there is no inferior, there is no superior among the God's creation, among the human beings. All are same, all are samoham sarvabhuteshu. They breathe the same air, they drink the same water, they take the same food, eat the same food, they see the nature, they have same life force prana, they have the same consciousness prajna, but they have got different minds which make them different, which ultimately dissolves in the fire of knowledge. Om Saamagaayanaaya. Supreme Lord, salutation to the Supreme Lord, the all-pervading Supreme Spirituality Narayana, the Paramatman, who burns up, who destroys all the sins of his devotees. He engages them in selfless action. He gives them knowledge. He gives them devotion. And he makes them to purify their body, mind and soul by meditation. And the only way of getting rid of their sins is by repentance. If we repent for our evil actions, for our bad, inadvertent, unconscious action, repent for it and surrender to the Supreme Lord that, oh God, oh Lord, pardon me, excuse me, and make me aware not to repeat this, then He will pardon and He will purify them. But we cannot escape the fruit of our action. This is a very, very powerful. And it is only the Supreme Lord who has created all, who is going to destroy them also. So we don't have to destroy anything, because anything that has come has a beginning, it disappears, it goes. Om Saamagaayanaaya. Om salutation to the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Brahman, the who is the destroyer of sins. So the destroyer or the devotee of the Supreme Self is freed from all sins because that is the right decision he has taken. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that whoever becomes my devotee, they have taken a right decision to abandon all the evil ways, all the bad ways, attachment to all the improper desires and indulging in improper actions. He has taken a right decision. So the cause of sin is ignorance and unawareness. The Supreme Lord grants supreme knowledge, dispassion and devotion, which are the beacon lights for intellect. Intellect itself becomes tainted. The intellect we possess becomes a tool in the hands of our mind, and mind itself is a servant of our ego. We have to understand how this works. Ego is due to ignorance because ego is the ahankar identified with this body, with the mind, with our environment, with our lineage, with our wealth, with our so-called intellect, all these things. If our parents are powerful, if somebody is a minister or an MLA or an MP or a judge or an IGP, we bloat and we start indulging in all stupid actions that harm others. This is the ahankar, because we are identifying ourselves with our fathers or with our relatives or with our benefactors. Power, we are identified with them. So we want to ride on their shoulders. This is ahankar. Identification with the wrong thing, with the stupid thing is the ahankar. And the mind becomes its servant because after all the duty of the mind is to take care of the body, to provide comfort to the body and protect the body from all. So the mind is the servant of the ego. The same mind also becomes the servant even when there is no ego also. So then the mind also gets purified. Then intellect is the tool, is like a knife in the hands of the mind. The intellect can be sharp, it can be blunt, but it is still a tool. And intellect has no knowledge of its own. So the intellect, if it uses wrong knowledge, it uses stupid, evil and wrong ways. The criminal ways the intellect adopts, whether it is detrimental or not, because it has no right knowledge. So it is very, very important that we fill our consciousness, our conscience and consciousness with right knowledge. Benefit of right knowledge is very, very important. Wrong knowledge will make the intellect tainted and the mind is guided on the wrong path and we are put to untold misery and difficulties. So the right knowledge is very important. So the intellect, when it is guided by the right knowledge, it will not adopt the wrong means. So it will not tell the mind to do wrong things. And then the mind will be guided by the intellect. And intellect is guided by the knowledge. This is the methodology. So the Supreme Lord gives right knowledge, and which are the beacon lights for the intellect. The intellect, thus freed from desires, attains supreme consciousness and experiences bliss. All sins are destroyed by prayer, worship and meditation on the Supreme Self and the chantings of of his name, Sri Hari Narayana, Sri Hari Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Sri Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Shambho Shankara, all the Ishtavidevatas which all pertain to one Supreme Lord, because he has no particular name or form, and anything that conveys us to Supreme Consciousness, Parame Vyoman, is the right way. And even for a few minutes, meditation, concentration, chanting destroys all our sins committed due to ignorance and unawareness. So, when we attain pure consciousness, we are able to see things as they are. When we are freed from desires, when we get a hit because of our wrong thinking and wrong action, then we realize that we have done wrong. That was a wrong path. So till it happens, we think whatever we are doing is right. Om Saamagaayanaaya. Om salutation to the Supreme Lord, who is the wearer of Shankha, the conch. Shankha represents the Nada Brahma. The Supreme Lord Sri Hari Narayana, the Sri Vishnu, is having 4 arms, each arm carrying one arm carrying Shankha, another arm carrying Chakra, Shankha Chakra, one arm having the Gada, and another arm having the Padma, the lotus. Shankha represents the Nada Brahma, the creation. It started with the world, started with Omkar. Om is what? The first flow of energy through the sound. So the sound emanated from the Supreme Creator, Supreme Brahman, carrying energy, Supreme Creative Intelligence, and it's where it started. So Shankha Bhutenama, it is Sri Hari Narayana, is the carrier of Shankha. He is the source of Omkar. He is the source of sound energy, and from it all energies are evolved. Sound is Brahman. Sri Vishnu sports the conch, Panchajanya, which is the cause of creation of the 5 great elements. It is said from this Omkar, all the others great elements are evolved: air, water, fire, earth and space. From the consciousness evolved the space. From the consciousness, Supreme Consciousness of the Parame Vyoman, evolved the sound. The sound, from the sound evolved the space. From the space evolved the fire. From the fire evolved the water. From the water evolved the earth. And from all these evolved the bodies of the living beings. Om Nandakne Namah. Salutation to the Supreme Lord, who stands for spiritual illumination. The science of spiritual illumination is joy and bliss. The sage, the saint is ever blissful. Namah. Salutations to the Supreme Lord, the Paramatman, who generates this light of spirituality. He is the light behind all lights. He is the light who his brightness only shines in all the lights. It is the knowledge. He shines in the knowledge. He shines in the knowledge of Atma, Atma-Jnana, Brahma-Jnana, because this Atma-Jnana is Adhyatma, spiritual knowledge. Brahma-Jnana is the spiritual knowledge. We know the knowledge of matter. We know the knowledge of science. We know the knowledge, we understand the knowledge of physics, chemistry, mathematics, aviation, oceanography, all this medicine, engineering, all the conversion of energy, handling of energy, all these we know because they are all easily understandable because they all come under the power and purview of our sense organs. We can see them, we can taste them, we can touch them, we can handle them, we can experience them, we can transform them, and we can destroy them, we can use the various tools to take them under control. So these are all the material knowledge. And this material knowledge, every matter itself being undergoing changes. So this is only the knowledge that we use for this body maintenance. This is the vidya to support our stomach, to support our body. But the knowledge of the soul, knowledge of the Atma, from which all emanates, from which the joy emanates, from which the mind emanates, from which the desire emanates, from which is the confluence of the prana and the prajna, that is the Atma Jnana, that is the Brahma Jnana, and that is what takes us from humanity to divinity and makes our journey a very beautiful one. It is this knowledge of Atma, knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of the Supreme Lord is what is the means of giving us enormous bliss. And that makes us all powerful, they establish control over everything and makes us free everything. When we are different, distant and different, and which cannot affect us, then we become the most powerful thing. If nothing, no power on this earth can take control of us, can take control of our mind and psyche and our powers, we are the most powerful. So every person struggles to achieve, to attain this state of invincibility, because that is the very nature of the soul itself. And that which makes us simple, that which takes us towards the joy and bliss, that which makes us very powerful, and that establishes peace and tranquility in us, that which makes us magnanimous and liberal, that only is the Adhyatma Jnana, the spiritual knowledge. Only the spiritual knowledge can make us strong, invincible, joyful, totally free, and take control of things. Because nothing can control us. We are not running behind anything. Nothing will affect us. The loss or gain of things, the name, fame, wealth, all things will not affect us. Even the health of the body it will not affect us. The mind becomes the agent of the pure Atma, and that itself becomes the home of peace and bliss. And there is no sorrow or there is no misery to a knowledgeable person. It is only the ignorant and the foolish who cry that they have lost this, they have lost that, because even though they have not brought anything, they are not carrying anything, and they are identified with this perishable and decaying objects. They think, the ignorant think they have lost this, they have lost that, their goal is lost, they have no future, all nonsense they think, because they are all identified with this transient body and a fleeting mind. And what makes one ever joyful, ever blissful, ever powerful is the Adhyatma Jnana, the spiritual knowledge that makes a person staunch devotee of the Supreme Lord. It is only the devotion and surrender to the Supreme Lord which makes a person knowledgeable which gives him unalloyed joys and bliss and makes the beauty life, the journey of the life most beautiful. The power of life, the power of soul, the Supreme Lord is created in this world in such a way, anybody on what we desire, on what we think of, on what we meditate, we get it, we attain it, we obtain it. This is the order. Because there is no other power other than our Atma, ourselves. Ourself is the most powerful in the world. All other things are lifeless objects. They all become important because we give them importance. They all become powerful because we think they are powerful. For the changeless, deathless, fearless spirit, there is nothing more powerful, more important than itself. This is the simple knowledge. And this is the order of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Commandment, Supreme Order. Because there is anything we desire, anything we want, we get it. There is no door that cannot be opened if you want to open it. It gets because it is only our unwillingness to open it. It is kept closed. There is no power in front of the determination, our determination of our soul Atma. Atma Shakti is the most powerful. But we cannot, whatever we attain, we get it, but we cannot run away, we cannot escape the effect of those desired objects. If we want the name, the problems of becoming famous. If we are famous, we have to face those who want to defame us. If we become wealthy, we have to guard against our wealth against so many forces which want to snatch. So all things that we desire is accompanied by its own accompaniments and we cannot escape from that. So all this becomes our own imprisonment. Anything we desire, getting the desired objects, we become its own slaves and it becomes its desire. We become its prisoners. If we have no desires, we are free. If we have no possession, we are free. And whatever we eat, whatever we drink, whatever we get, even that effect we cannot escape because everything is in this universe contains the quality of sattva, rajas and tamas. Even if we eat sweets, we have to face the consequences of eating excess sweet. If we drink any liquor, anything to drink, intoxicant, anything that gives us, takes us, excites us, we have to face its consequences. We cannot escape from the consequences of our desired object. So, more and more we get attached, more and more we become weaker to get away from all this. But the power and the strength to get rid of all these things, to get out of our own prison, is verily remains with us. Om Saamagaayanaaya. So this is the namah, the Supreme Lord grants to his devotees the power and knowledge of the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge of consciousness, the knowledge of the supreme freedom of the soul, and the knowledge of controlling the energy, time and space which he has created. Om Saamagaayanaaya. So one hand of the Supreme Lord is having the Shankha, which is the emanation of the sound, which is the cause of the universe. And another hand he is having the chakra, which is the symbol of time. The whole time is under his control. And the Sudarshan chakra, he says that Sudarshan, that is, it gives us a holy vision of time. One who is a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he shows the beauty and passage of the beautiful time. And this time destroys everything. It swallows, devours all that has come into existence. And this time, this Kal, this Yama, and even this Atma, verily the Supreme Lord, He is verily the different forms of the Supreme Lord. And He is the one who is revolving this time and again. Whatever we have done, we have to face the consequence of our action. Whatever we have earned, we have to enjoy, and the fruits of enjoyment we have to take. And it again repeats itself as long as we are attached to it, as long as we harbor the desire of enjoying its fruits. In the in the world of transactions, in the world of the human world, in the human world of transactions, though the time appears to be linear, in the spiritual world, this time is circular. Araiva ratana vo kala yasmin pratishtita tam vedyam purusham veda yathama vo mrityo parivyata iti. This is the Prashna Upanishad that beautifully declares about time. And in this Supreme Lord Himself, the Parabrahman, the Supreme Brahman, this time is arranged with him just like the spokes of a wheel are arranged in a wheel. And He is the fulcrum. And He is the one who is turning this wheel of time under His control. And only by becoming His devotee only we can escape to come under the circle, under the grip of this wheel, under the grip of this wheel of time. We can get out of this again repetition of birth and death only when we take total surrender and devotion to the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, till then, we will be revolving from birth to death and death to birth, from birth to death, and again taking from new and newer bodies and undergoing the miseries. Om Saamagaayanaaya. We'll take up with the next session. Hari Om Tat.